Hello and welcome back to Seeing Things Differently. My name is Alicia and I used to be a young carer for my father who had a rare form of dementia. Over the next couple of weeks, children and young people across the UK will be going back to school. So I wanted to create something to help anyone caring for or living with someone with a rare form of dementia explain the situation to your teachers. The information in this video is most relevant for primary, secondary and college teachers, but I'll be sharing a video later in the year for university students and professors. Maybe you're a teacher who has found this video on their own, and I really encourage you to keep watching. But if you are a teacher who is being shown this video by a student or a parent, they would like you to know that they are living with and potentially caring for someone with a form of rare dementia. So what does that mean? Well, it means that a parent or close family member has received a diagnosis of rare dementia. Rarer forms of dementia are not typically characterised by memory loss, so please don't jump to conclusions when you hear the word dementia. They can include symptoms like visual problems, language and communication difficulties, or behavioural changes. And this means that the person with the diagnosis might have complex needs, ranging from help with making a cup of tea to help with personal care like showering, dressing and brushing teeth. Life at home can be disrupted by the development of new symptoms and ongoing changes, and sometimes children will have to step into the role of a young carer. For some families, one or both parents may have to stop working, which can add financial stress to the family, and young carers may have to take on some of that financial responsibility by getting a job. In the cases where one parent might have to start working more and is not at home as much, they might have to take more responsibility with household chores like shopping, cleaning and cooking. Some young carers might also have to care for siblings as well as the person with the diagnosis. Most importantly though, finding out a parent or a loved one has a form of rare dementia can be very confusing and upsetting. Compared to typical Alzheimer's and dementia, there's not that much information or support available for these forms of dementia, so it can be really hard to understand what's happening. So why is all of this important to understand? Well, a rare dementia diagnosis can affect people's home, social and work or school life, so understanding how it affects your student is paramount. There might be situations at home that are affecting their ability to focus or complete homework. For example, when I was studying for my GCSEs, my dad would often ask me to make him a cup of tea. A very simple thing to do, right? So I would pause my work to help him, but he would come back a few moments later and ask me for exactly the same thing because his form of dementia affected his visual processing, and he wouldn't be able to see the cup of tea that I had just put down in front of him. So that would mean that I often didn't get to complete all of my work and that I couldn't get into a flow state or take in that much information while studying. There could also be very complex emotional challenges that manifest as naughty behaviour or withdrawal from friends and school activities, and it might not be possible for the student to talk about their emotions with friends or other people outside of school. Now, of course, every situation is unique, but remember, for some young carers, coming to school or college is the only break that they get from responsibilities at home and from their caring role. So how can you help? Well, the best thing you can do to help after watching this video is ask your student what they would like or what they need in terms of support from you and from the school. You might think about creating a plan to check in once every couple of weeks or a couple of times a month and have a chat about what's happening at home or review any homework or projects and practical help that they might need. Check with the student what would make them feel comfortable. So ask if it's okay for you to share information with other teachers or contact parents or guardians. Try and make yourself available and approachable whenever you can, and remember, We don't always know what kind of support we need. Sometimes we just need to get the information out there and feel connected and understood. Try to be understanding if grades slip or homework is incomplete or handed in late. When I was at school, some of my lovely teachers would sit with me after homework was assigned just to check if I thought that it would be manageable. And if I didn't, we would tailor it together so it felt achievable. That was a huge help for me because I would actually finish all of the work even though it was busy at home looking after Dad and sometimes helping with my brother as well. But getting it done meant that I didn't feel like a complete failure. It helped me keep my enthusiasm for school. So keeping this example in mind, another important way to help is by not drawing attention to the issue in class or around other students unless you've checked with the student first that they're comfortable. Don't ask students to stay back to discuss amending homework while there are other people still in the classroom, and don't get students to mark each other's work if you've adapted the work for the young carer. From my experience, other children can be incredibly mean and they really don't understand what's going on at home. It's hard to explain, and that can then lead to bullying about getting special treatment or not being as smart because you didn't do all of the homework. Lastly, and I think maybe most importantly, educate yourself on the form of rare dementia that your student and their family are affected by. If they feel comfortable, a great way to understand what's happening is to actually ask about some of their lived experiences. But you can also find out information from watching the other videos on the Seeing Things Differently channel to understand more about the role of a young carer and how rare dementia differs from typical Alzheimer's and dementia. You can also get lots of fantastic information on rare dementias from Rare Dementia Support, and I have linked their website and YouTube channel in the description bar below. Having a supportive teacher who understands what you're going through and offers a safe space for you to talk and share can make all the difference. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the Seeing Things Differently channel to help us create content that supports young carers. Remember to follow us on social media, and we'll see you next time.